Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'm with the Great Falls Habitat for Humanity, and welcome to our Family Selection Workshop. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what we do and kind of the process that we go through to select a partner family. First of all, we are an equal housing opportunity moneylender. So we support equal housing and providing the opportunity for all to become a homeowner. This means that you can't be denied housing based on your race, your color, your religion, your sex, handicap, familial status, your national origin, your creed, your age, your marital situation. None of that can exclude you from the selection process. So what do? We build houses, and we do it with donated labor. That means volunteer work. We have lots of volunteers who just pour their heart into this program. And this also gives you a sense of pride because you are going to get your hands dirty, and you can look back and say, wow, I built this house with my own hands. And that's really great because it's also going to give you some really great knowledge about how your house works and, you know, skills to maintain your own home. And I'm sure some of you right now are renting, probably in an apartment. And you know, like if something breaks down, what's the first thing you do? Call the landlord, because they're the ones responsible for fixing it. But if you become the homeowner, then guess what? You're the landlord. And if something breaks down, well, it's all up to you. So hopefully throughout this process, we can equip you with some knowledge and some skills and how to, you know, handle those repair situations and just how to deal with, well, maybe just some of the things you don't think about before you become a home buyer. So our screening process gets a little intricate, but some of the main points is we are always looking at need. So that becomes a high priority. Of course, being able to afford a mortgage, being able to make a monthly payment on a mortgage, and the willingness to become a partner with Habitat. You become kind of a spokesperson for the program, an ambassador. You know, partnering with us to become a partner family is a really big thing. I mean, you get to demonstrate what the program can actually do for somebody. And if you know any of our partner families, you know what a life-changing opportunity this can actually be. So that's really exciting. So our selection process goes in a couple different phases, and it can take anywhere from 12 to 24 months from when you're selected to getting the keys to you walk into your new house. So it takes a while. We have a preliminary review, which we just take all the applicants and we sort them out based on, you know, the simple stuff. Then there's a secondary review. Then we actually do a house visit. And I know I don't want anybody to get scared about that. Our house visit is based on some very specific things. So if you're like worried about your laundry room or the pile of dishes in your sink, that is not what we're looking for at all. So relax, it's gonna be okay. So we have the home visit, and then after that, we take the final applicants there and we bring those to our board of directors, and as a team, we decide who our next partner family is going to be. So for the preliminary review, so one of the most important things is you want to make sure you complete the entire application. You know, one of the easiest ways to move out of the qualified pile into the maybe next year pile is to leave blanks, you know, not answer all the questions and not give us all the information that we are requiring. When it comes to listing the people that are going to be living in the new house, you want to make sure you list all people that will be staying in that residence. Kids, significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Do you have a brother that, you know, you've been taking care of for a while now and he's been staying with you? You want to list everybody that's going to be staying in this new house as a resident. Of course, you have to also meet the income criteria. And there's another one where people start to be like, oh no, I'm not going to qualify. So I want you to relax about meeting some of these criteria. Speaking with the Family Selection Committee, they really want to stress that let them be the bad guys and say no to you. Don't talk yourself out of filling out the application. I mean, don't say no to yourself. Go for it. Take this opportunity. What's the worst that could happen? We can say, oh, sorry, not this time, maybe next year. So yeah, let us be the bad guys. If you're watching this presentation, then you obviously have an interest, and they just want to stress to you, hey, if this is something that you need and you feel it in your heart that this is right, Don't talk yourself out of it. Keep on going forward. See this whole process through, fill everything out. Of course, the selection committee may ask for more information, and based on this whole process, this first step here, that's going to determine whether they say, sorry, not this time, maybe in the future, or you move on to step 2. So income, okay, let's get back to the income eligibility. We base all of our levels off of the Cascade County income levels. So it's all based on what you bring in, your family size, and we calculate the entire family household income. So it's not just you, it's everyone in the family. What is the gross, what is the total amount that's coming in per year? And again, if you are looking at these numbers over here and you're like, oh, this is ridiculous, I don't qualify, there's no way. Again, let us take a look at it. I want to stress one thing. Our family selection committee does have a lot of discretion, so it never hurts just to go for it. So speaking about income, a lot of times it might not be exactly what you're thinking anyway. So income typically includes wages, any sort of Social Security payments, if you have disability payments, are you getting child support, any sort of alimony. It does not include SNAP, WIC, and child care assistance programs. So that's something to keep in mind. So of course we're talking about the ability to pay. And mortgages, well, approximately around $500 to $650 a month. So some of you in apartments right now are thinking, what? That's amazing. Yeah, it is. And not only that, but your monthly payment would be going towards a mortgage, not just down the tubes to your landlord. So also, since there's such a large timeline between the 12 to 24 months, there's this thing called the IDA, and that's the Individual Development Account that's offered by NeighborWorks, who's sort of partnered with us a little bit in this program for educational purposes, and they've got a ton of workshops, ton of resources for first-time home buyers. If you meet the terms of their agreement plan, you do have to have an application for this. It's basically a savings account, and you can put up to $1,000 in this savings account, and NeighborWorks will match you $3 to every $1 that you put in there. And that's a screaming deal. So we also have it set up to where you can receive free financial coaching from NeighborWorks. And of course, if you're going to become a homeowner, that is not something you want to pass up. So after this preliminary review, we go to the second review. And this is where we pull the credit check. Again, some of you are squirming in your seats right now, but relax, you don't have to have perfect credit. We at Habitat for Humanity know that life happens, Again, NeighborWorks offers the free financial coaching, and what we're basically doing is reviewing your debt load and all of your recent payment history. If you're denied because of your credit history, you'll receive a written notice of why. And the big thing is don't give up, because there's a program called RDI, and that's the Rural Dynamics Incorporated, and they help individuals improve their credit score and achieve financial security. And this can just get you right back on track to where maybe the next time you throw your name in the hat for this opportunity, maybe things will pan out then. Another part of our secondary review is references. Yes, we are going to ask other people about you. So hopefully you've made some good contacts out there that have something good to say about you. Joking. But okay, so after we checked your references, again, then it's either, sorry, not this time, maybe next time, or you move on to step 3. This is where we have the home visits by our family selection committee. For anybody that makes it to step 3, you have to have a home inspection. So we typically break it up into 2 visits instead of like having all these people cram into your house, and that can just be really overwhelming and very uncomfortable. So we usually organize it to where 2 different groups are coming in. They have a checklist that they're going to look at. Again, this checklist does not have, is there a pile of dirty laundry by the door, or how clean is the bathroom? What they're actually looking for is, hey, when you look up, do you see your neighbors upstairs because there's a huge hole in your roof? These are the things that are actually that we're actually paying attention to. It's the quality and condition of your living situation, the neighborhood, the building, the physical structure. Is it falling apart? Does it need serious help? Are you safe in your own house? These are the things that they're taking into consideration and that are on this checklist. So they'll be going through and they'll be filling out this checklist. They'll also give you a checklist so that you can actually score yourself. We usually split these visits up between 1 to 2 days apart. And when the next group comes in, they will get that checklist that you have filled out, and then they'll do their own checklist. And we'll bring it all back, compile that data, and we'll take a look at those scores. Oh, and one thing I see that there, I forgot to mention, everybody who's going to be residing in this house, in the Habitat house, if you're selected, has to be present during these inspections. Very important to arrange that because that is a requirement for eligibility. So approving or rejecting for the final step. The final committee evaluation of the home visits and all the things that you have submitted, all the information that they've gathered. And the family selection committee can actually have recommendations based on the finalists in this process. But it goes to the board of directors, and they will either approve what the selection committee has brought forward, or they may even ask for more information, or they may just flat out say, no, that's not what we think, let's discuss this a little bit further. So that's like a real fast glide over the actual process. If you are rejected, you will receive notification in writing. Again, if you have any questions about that, you're always welcome to call our office, and we'll explain things, we'll walk you through things, we'll talk about things. But one of the most important things is, if you really have your heart set on this, then please try again during the next selection event, okay? Don't give up. If this speaks to you, then don't give up. Let's talk about if you are selected. Woohoo! You become a partner family with Habitat for Humanity. We get this agreement in writing, of course. You get to work with our office to fulfill all your obligations and start down that road to being a homeowner. The actual start date of construction depends on the availability of resources and the lots, the lands, the permits that we go through, volunteers, our building materials. There's a lot of things that are revolving around that start date. But we'll be in clear communication with you. You'll know exactly what's going on when it's time. But one of the things that you can do right away, and you're actually required to, is the homeowner education and planning classes that NeighborWorks provides. This is mandatory. You must go to these classes with NeighborWorks. The great thing is that NeighborWorks, again, has partnered with us in this requirement and offer these classes to our partner families for free. So that is a great deal. And you're going to learn a lot of important things in these classes. It's invaluable for being a homeowner. So, like I said earlier, you get to build your house. There's a required amount of hours that you have to put in to working on this house. But the great thing is that anybody in your family can volunteer, and that counts for your time. So that's fantastic. And, if you've got a great big family, man, you could just knock that time right out. Plus, we also ask that you fulfill a certain amount of time working in our Restore. And let me just say, if you haven't been to the Restore, what an incredible place. Myself, I could get lost in there, just looking at all the stuff, dreaming up things to do, all kinds of projects and stuff. But an amazing store. If you haven't been to the Restore, please go check it out. You might just find a treasure in there that you didn't know you wanted. So anyways, the mandatory hours that you have to put in are broken up into construction and non-construction. So you'll be working with the office to keep track of what's going on and where you need to go and who you need to report to. And that'll be something you get used to, and you'll get in the swing of things and you'll get the hang of it. And it's actually really rewarding because you're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to learn a lot. You get to serve, which is always good for the heart. And it's going to be great. So, how many hours, right? I'm glad you asked. 500 total partner family hours. Now, remember, like I said, this isn't just you. It's anybody from your family that wants to participate in this. So there's a minimum of 250 hours on the construction of your home, and there's a minimum of 100 hours at the Restore. So you and the members of your family have to do up to 400 hours, and that comes just from the partner family. But here's here's the great part. You can have up to 100 hours from friends and friends of the family, extended family. So that's, again, that is a great opportunity to get everybody you can, get in there and knock those numbers out. Now, there is a time requirement for these hours as well. You have to do at least 10%, which is 50 hours within the first 60 days from signing the agreement. So you can't just be a slouch. You've really got to jump in there. You have to have 50% of your hours done, which is 250 hours, within 120 days of actually breaking ground on your property. When you actually are there and you have a shovel in hand, well, that's the starting point. Of 120 days after that, you have to have 50% of your sweat equity done. So again, you have to get in there, you have to get dirty. And of course, by the time that the house is ready and you are closing, you have to be 100% completed with your sweat equity hours. This is non-negotiable. In order to sign that closing paperwork on that house, you have to be completed with your sweat equity time. Now let's discuss something that is never really pleasant to talk about. And this is deselection. So partnership, it can be terminated at any time if your family is determined to be ineligible. That is if you have failed to disclose specific financial situations, and or you have false statements during the application process. Oh, and here's the big one. If you don't give us complete information on everybody that's going to be living in the house. Now, we've seen that a couple times, and that is just a tough way to be let go from this program. And of course, again, life happens. If there's some sort of negative change and you would no longer be able to afford a mortgage, that would definitely qualify for deselection. Failure to complete the requirements set forth in the letter of acceptance, in other words, sweat equity. We just went through the timelines and the requirements for that. That can lead to deselection. And of course, any sort of conviction or presence on the sexual offender database, and that'll be an automatic disqualification. Moving in, the big day. So you get to move in when, of course, all your sweat equity hours are done, when the construction is completely done, and you have got all the closing documents finally signed. And but what you as a homeowner, what are you responsible for? Well, the mortgage payment, of course. You are responsible for the utilities and the maintenance and repairs of your house because, well, that's being a homeowner. Of course, the day that you are actually get those keys to open the door, it's a big day. It's really important. And again, I said at the beginning, you are a spokesperson, an ambassador for Habitat for Humanity. So we really make a big deal out of this. Of course, you'll be asked to participate in planning this because it's your day. But the lives that have been changed by this program, it's such a blessing to families, and it's such an amazing opportunity, and it really can just be absolutely life-changing. So it's very special for all of us, everyone that participated, everybody that took the time from volunteering to getting paperwork together or just tracking the hours. There's a lot of people involved with this. This is a success story about you and about Habitat, and other people are going to see this change, and it's basically an advertisement for anyone else who would really benefit from this opportunity, because here they get to watch your life transformed by you building your house with your own hands, and finally just getting the opportunity to be a homeowner in a decent, affordable, nice house. And here we've got a couple of our past Habitat partner families. We got the McCaslin family, the Leland family, and of course our Carrier family, who we just finished laying sod in their yard the other day. Great families, and they're all very, very near and dear to our hearts. We spend so much time with them. We feel we're all a family. That's why we call you the partner families, because we're just kind of like one big family. It really is special on just a different level. Changing lives and building hope. That's what we're all about, and it's really neat to be a part of it and just witness the whole thing. And here's some of the houses that we built. We've got a couple of different designs that are already pre-approved. typically we have what we're going to do in mind as we start the family selection process, so we can kind of like marry the two ideas up with what's going to work best, what's going to be needed, what family is going to fit what we can do. And I mean, we've got standard 3 bedrooms and a 4-bedroom design, and that brings me to when you are selected, you get put in the driver's seat for a couple different things. You get to pick yes, I just did finger guns. You get to pick the color of your house. You get to make color choices throughout your house. It's usually a single level home with a crawl space, a parking pad, and we do get a storage shed that is provided. And of course the entire house is going to be handicap accessible. So now that you've watched this video up to here, well, your journey starts today. You're going to want to go to our website, greatfallshabitat.org. You're going to want to download the application and fill that out. And you can either email it to our office, or you can bring it on down and drop it off in person. If you do have any questions, here's the phone number that you need to call, or you can email your questions to office@greatfallshabitat.org. If you don't have a computer, just run to the library, grab a computer there and download it. Please remember, don't forget your attachments, and don't give us originals. We don't want your actual birth certificate or anything like that. But please don't forget to include that stuff. We need your last 2 years of tax returns, income verification for anybody in the house that's over 18. And I spoke earlier about the 2 references that we need. So we need a landlord reference and a professional reference. Just 2. Those 2 are the references that we are actually looking for. So when do you have to have this done? 5th by 4 p.m. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you. Thank you for watching this video up to now. I hope that you learned something, that you got some information out of it. If you are going to take this journey with us, welcome aboard. I'm rooting for all of you. If you have questions, please email us at the office, office@greatfallshabitat.org, or director@greatfallshabitat.org, or even give us a call at 453-5972. We'd love to answer your questions. We really look forward to seeing these applications, and I know somebody out there watching this right now is going to be our next partner family, and I'm really excited for you. For any more information, you can go to greatfallshabitat.org, and please also follow us on Facebook. Look up Great Falls Habitat on Facebook. Give us a couple likes, hit follow. We're always updating things, kind of showing you what's going on. We got lots of stuff with the city that we are involved in, and great videos on that. Our Restore advertises on there, so you never know what's going to pop up. And I guess that about wraps it up. So again, thanks for watching the presentation. Look forward to taking this journey with whichever family is watching this that gets selected this time. Good luck to all of you. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and we'll see you soon.